pog moment.
You
Someone
dusty
still.
ute.
Wow, violation. Okay then. Wag 1, welcome along to ABS Tier 4 here in the beautiful, what is this, it's looking like an evening, so welcome along to ABS Tier 4 here in the evening sunlit Paul Ricard circuit in France in the commentary box today. We got myself as always, but alongside me once again, Mr. High Pitch Boy himself, FRT Rossi is alongside me today. Say hi.
Yes, hello.
Have you looked forward to this, Rossi?
Well, I only knew I was doing it about half an hour ago, but yes, of course, I've been looking forward to this.
Have you looked forward to it for the last half an hour?
Yeah, pretty much.
What made you volunteer to do it with me?
You.
Me? Oh,
But it means I don't need to talk a lot. So.
That's very flattering, Rossi. Thank you. Yeah. So we're in qualifying right now. In case you couldn't tell, there is 13 minutes. So I kind of started the stream a little bit late because I had to go get some water so that I could actually commentate well. But yeah, so 13 minutes left on the clock. We got 8 times on the board at the moment. We haven't got quite a big grid as usual. Only 16 here with us today instead of the usual around 19, 20 drivers. But I think for considering 6 main drivers couldn't make it today, this is a fairly good grid. It was thrown together very, very last minute, so we've done a great job. 8 lap times on the board so far. Surfy 1535 currently the fastest of them with a 28.452. I don't know what a good lap time is at France, so I don't know if that's good or not. I can't remember what the guys in Tier 1 were setting. So
A 28 is very good for Tier 4 especially.
Okay then. Well that's something to go off of, I guess. Yeah, so yeah. As I said, 9 drivers with lap times at the moment as Alfair is taking a rather unusual line through there. Oh, I think he's doing a banker, that's why he purposely invalidated it as he goes through the chicane now. Let's see, anyone starting a lap? Because I want to go on board with someone. Okay, Callum. He's on that lap. So is Kyle. Kyle is starting a lap. So we'll go on board with Kyle for the majority of his lap then, just to give the people that live under a rock a decent idea of what the track is like. So through turns 1 and 2 then, it's very satisfying when you hook that up. And then into the chicane, you can carry quite a lot of speed. Kyle runs slightly wide there, doesn't hit both apexes, but still carries a fair amount of speed, goes a little bit deep there as well. So this isn't looking like the greatest lap for Kyle 91 Smith so far. 22.5, I believe, was his first sector, slightly wide through there as well. Kyle 91 Smith, CEO of slightly wide during this lap so far, as he comes now down the DRS zone towards the straight. As in the background, one of the Mercedes taking a rather adventurous line through there, into the left, right, and then back to the left chicane. Gets on the power very nicely indeed, and then he'll come towards the fearsome corner, which is a place where you, well, if you do make some moves here, then you've got to be pretty ballsy, as the Tier 1 guys demonstrated a couple of days ago that they weren't very ballsy because they all crashed. Kyle 91 Smith, though, not crashing because he's obviously the GOAT, and he probably should be at Tier 1, sorry, as he goes through Sector 3 now. Gets the apex quite nicely through there, so that was at least one good corner for Kyle 91 Smith as he now approaches the final couple of corners on the lap into the left-hander. Actually does that pretty well into the final corner now. Kisses the apex beautifully there, runs on the curb just slightly, but won't deter him too much as he exits now, puts his foot flat to the floor, and he is currently 16th. Where does he go? He goes 8th fastest with a 31.1, so a couple of seconds adrift from Surfy 1535's time, but still a decent lap nonetheless. And from what I saw there, definitely a couple of tenths to be found. FRT Rossi, I want to come to you for a second. You did the Tier 2 race around here a couple of days prior to this. What are your thoughts on the track and that?
Yeah, I think it's a very good track for league racing. It's not so good in real life as it's pretty boring, but like when you have like such a close grid, the DRS trains can sometimes make a interesting race, and so does the strategy, as the people starting on softs will either be struggling to do a one-stop soft hard, and then the medium hard, like the medium runners will probably be trying to do a medium hard, and they'll most likely be starting further towards the back, but they'll be on the better strategy.
That was very detailed analysis there from you, Rossi. Thank you very much for that insight. So, yeah, the man alongside me, I say man, he's not really a man, he's like 8, and with the voice of a 6-year-old. But yeah, so, yeah, Rossi did Tier 2 round here the other day. Where did you come in Tier 2, Rossi?
I prefer not to speak.
You didn't finish, did you?
No, I did finish.
You finished? Where did you finish?
I prefer not to speak.
Was it outside the points?
It was outside the points.
Oh dear, what went wrong?
Tony's son.
Oh yeah, I think I saw something about that, a penalty for him. But yeah, that's unfortunate. Tier 2 is like the one tier that I don't like watch at all. So yeah, I mean, my X tier, I suppose. But yeah, moving on back to the current thing that we're watching right now, which is Tier 4. We've got 8 minutes left on the timer. Look at that! Alaska is second! Let's go! Haas doing bare bits right now. I mean, this is Alaska's home race, so he will want to perform well here. And it's good to see that he is performing well here, because well, he's second at the moment. And fun fact, if he gets a podium today, then Haas will have got a podium in 3 out of 4 tiers. So, and look at that, Alaska half a second up through the first sector as well. So that's even better. Alaska, my man, do it for the boys, do it for the lads, do it for your French homies. Get on the pole position at the moment. He's currently second, a couple of tenths adrift from Surfy 1535. He'll cross the sector line now. He's 4 tenths up. So Alaska lost a little bit of time through that chicane, but he can hopefully gain it all back down this final sector. He's on a flyer at the moment, is Alaska. We've seen some good moments from him over the course of this season. We've seen some bad moments as well. But yeah, hopefully he can, like, hopefully this is a good moment for him as he comes through the final sector now, and we'll ride on board with him, see how he's doing. Kisses the apex fairly nicely there and through the final corner. A little bit of a lock-up, but shouldn't affect him too much. Now puts his foot flat to the floor, assuming he is on wheel. He crosses the line very, very soon. Now, is it enough? No! He misses out by 2 tenths of a second, so he stays second fastest. Quite a long way ahead of third place man, Burning Man. So the top 2 right now are head and shoulders above the rest, I think. Wouldn't you say, Rossi?
Yeah, obviously a pretty good lap from Alaska there. Going off the fact that he did lose some time in the middle sector, he may be able to go for pole. That depends if Surfy improves or not. But yeah, very good laps from both of them.
Yeah, I believe Surfy just invalidated the lap that he was on, so he's not going to be improving just yet. We'll have to see if he can improve. Surfy 1535 will probably like this track because of one key element of it. The barriers are very far away, so I mean, there's pretty much no chance that he can crash himself out today. Which is unfortunate for the rest of the grid because, as we know, Surfy 1535, when he's not in the wall, he's a very quick driver. I was talking to Swinners28 last night, and he said that Surfy 1535's 1-lap pace is absolutely insane. It's just the races where he goes wrong, and I agree with that. So, and yeah, he's proving that right now because he's currently fastest by 2 tenths of a second as he starts his lap now with 5 minutes to go. So it's a bit of an early run for the racing point driver at the moment. There's still a fair few drivers out on track, but we're not quite in the end stages of this qualifying session just yet. So still improvement to be found. The Surfy 1535 goes through the first sector. We'll see how far he is up, if he is up at all, when he crosses the sector line. He's nearly a tenth up. So that is purple sector 1 for Surfy 1535. Looks like he is improving out there, but he does need to finish the lap because it is very easily invalidated around this track, wouldn't you say, Rossi?
Yeah, mainly because the high apex speeds that you can carry, especially through that chicane right there. You could just turn in too early and cut the left-hander. And now he's 2 tenths up. Like, this is a very good lap from Surfy.
That was very well explained, Rossi, like the high apex speeds. I didn't even know those words existed. But yeah, so thank you for that, Rossi. So we'll probably see the majority of the grid getting a time penalty in this race, I would imagine. So yeah, we'll have to see. But here comes Surfy1535 then, through the final 2 corners of the lap then. Nails those pretty well, I think. Now exits the final corner. Opens the DRS. Let's see, how much does he improve by? Let's see, cross the line now, and it's a 28.1, so about 2/10 improvement from Surfy1535. So a 28.1 then is what they all need to chase. 3 minutes and 28 seconds left on the clock. Still a lot of drivers in the pits, so they'll probably be coming out soon. Only driver in the top 5 out on track at the moment, other than Surfy1535, is this man here, Swinners28 in the McLaren. He is looking to try and get a race win. He's had good momentum in these past couple of weeks, obviously taking a race win at Austria and P2 in Russia. So he will be looking to propel himself up the order a little bit more. Splashy Spear, the championship leader, only 9th at the moment. He will be wanting to make up for a disastrous last round. I mean, it was an interesting situation last round. I didn't commentate it, but I saw the clip, and there was a virtual safety car right at the start, and then Splashy overtook a couple of people under the virtual safety car. And his excuse? I know the game mechanics, was the excuse. So it was, yeah, it was an interesting one. But yeah, I didn't see the full thing. I just saw a fair few people not too happy about it. So, but yeah, so he's currently 9th, and on the mediums, unlike a lot of his competitors. Let's have a look at what tyres everyone's on. So yeah, the top 8 all on mediums. Splashy and GSR Thrush are the only 2 in the top 10 on the mediums. Star Defender, Hazard NFO, and Alfair also on the mediums. So the majority of the grid is on the softs, as usual. Splashy Spear taking a rather interesting line through there. He's literally going the wrong way, like he's taking the wrong layout. But yeah, interesting stuff. He's just worn his tyres out just that little bit more. But tier 4 strategies, I suppose. But yeah, 1 minute 44 seconds remaining now, so not too long to go. I wonder, I think Surfy and Alaska might not make it out, to be honest. I can't see anything going on in the pit lane in their garages, and yeah, so the timer is now at 1 minute 28, so the top 2 are not going to make it out if they are actually going to try and make it out. So, well then, that's the top 2 out of the session. Surfy1535 not thinking he can improve, I don't think. And Alaska just not pulling up, I suppose. And look at Burning Man. Burning Man 7 tenths up in the first set. Oh, he's invalidated. Never mind. That would have been a good lap if he if he could have done that. And oh, look, the other Haas of Callum in the reserve driver is in the top 4 now. Let's go! Haas, like that. Haas are a force to be reckoned with now, wouldn't you say, Rossi?
Especially this weekend, yeah, they have looked like it. I mean, they've looked at a different team since you stopped driving, so I think that you're the problem.
It's hovering over the remove button in the party, Ross here. Just shuts your bunda up before I come and chef you up still. But we got less than a minute now to go, so this is where the lap times will all begin then. I think everyone's already kind of started them, to be honest. I believe, yeah, the only driver that's going to be starting a lap then, I believe, is going to be Alfair, because everyone else is not far around enough to start, so I'd imagine they're all finishing their laps. So then, unless we have a timing glitch, well, we'll find out in about 5 seconds' time. Here comes Alfair across the line. He's cutting it very, very close, but he does start a lap. And yeah, the checker flags have appeared, so we do not have a timing glitch. So the first person to come across the line then will be JJB. I'm not going to say that full name because he's put his telephone number in his gamer tag for whatever reason. But here he comes then across the line. He's currently 14th for Ferrari. Where does he go? He stays 14th. So he is not improving. Here comes Splashy Spear. Next driver to come across the line. He is only 9th, so he has not found improvement on his lap. Next driver to come across the line. Swinner's 28. Big gun here. He goes 4th for McLaren, so not quite as high as he possibly could have wanted, unfortunately for him. Next driver to come across the line will be Callum, but he's not. Yeah, and then so it will be the Renault of, yes, XPG. So here he comes, getting a nice toe off of the back of that Mercedes, and he goes 5th in the Renault. So decent lap there from the reserve driver to go 5th fastest. So let's see who else is coming. It's an Alfa Romeo Hazard NFO. Yep, thank you. He's nearly a second up, but he's aborted.
Probably wants to start on mediums.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, that's quite smart thinking there from the Hazard NFO. Here comes NS Racer, but he is already finished, so he won't be completing a lap. Famously said in the Tier 4 reserves chat this morning, "Am on the bus to college," with no context. But yeah, Alpha is invalidated. So I believe that's it. Yeah, I think that's everyone. Unless I'm blind. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. So that is it for qualifying for ABS Tier 4 then. Yeah, that was an interesting qualifying session. It's kind of a bit of a dull one, I think, wouldn't you say, Rossi?
Yeah, obviously, Surfy way ahead of the rest of the pack. Very bunched up from 4th and down to 6th, or them 7th, are all separated by only 4 tenths. Wait, yeah. But yeah, not really too much going on. Splashy in 9th on mediums is very good for him, so he's in a good position for the race.
Thank you, Rossi. Thank you. So yeah, so the top 2 didn't go out in the end. Surfy 1535 and Alaska ES decided to stay in their garages for whatever reason. I mean, the field is fairly spread out. I mean, 5.8 seconds is the gap between NS Racer and Surfy 1535. So it's a little bit of a gap. Surfy 1535 taking pole position by nearly half a second. So proving his lap, 1 lap pace is still very, very nice indeed. I'll open up the Twitch chat now because I'm running out of things to say. Oh, I've got an @ in the Discord. It's from Splashy Spear 44. He says, for the first time in the year, no timing glitch. Yes, you're right, Splashy Spear 44. Makes a nice change, I think. I think it's been happening less recently. So yeah, it's nice. And Sam has said that I violated Surfy. I mean, I'm always violating Surfy, so he's used to it by now. I'll open up the Twitch stream now on my phone so I can see the Twitch chat. So if you are in the Twitch chat, unless your name is Sam Cole, say hi. 'Cause I always love to see you all. Unless your name is Alex Core as well, because fuck that guy. Moving on. 24 seconds, and we will be getting underway. I've received another @ Don't disrespect Surfy. I'm always disrespect Surfy. Oh, I dropped my phone. Oh, it's okay. Okay, right. So 10 seconds then. And then we will begin the formation lap here in France. Sam is saying stuff in the chat. Who else is saying stuff in the chat? I bet £20 that someone will spin Alec in the first corner. I am inclined to agree with you there. So yeah, so there they go then. To begin the formation lap here in ABS Tier 4. I'll go through the grid for you now. Surfy 1535 starts on pole position then for the French Grand Prix in the Racing Point, proving that his 1 lap pace is still very, very nice indeed. Alaska ES in his home race starts alongside him for Haas in 2nd position. The other Racing Point, brilliant qualifying for Racing Point, ARL Aaron Ocon, he starts 3rd, just ahead of the British geezer. Swinner's 28 in McLaren. I mean, I say British geezer, most of these guys are British geezers. But yeah, Swinner's 28, he starts 4th. XPG III, he starts 5th for Renault, new driver. I haven't seen him before. He'll be looking to make an impact. Good qualifying on his debut, if it is his debut, I'm assuming. Burning Man is still burning. He is in 6th position for Red Bull, just ahead of the other Haas of Callum as they all weave their way down the back straight. First time in a long while that I can remember is qualifying inside the top 10. Although there's not as much people outside of the top 10 as there usually. Actually, no, we've got 17 now, so that's decent. But yeah, Callum starts 7th, just ahead of the 2 Mercedes. First of which is Farscoped on the soft compounder tyre. He starts 8th, just ahead of his teammate Splashy Spear, the highest qualifying medium driver. He starts 9th for Mercedes, just ahead of GSR Thrasher. Also on the medium tyres, the only 2 in the top 10 on the medium. Star Defender, he starts 11th for AlphaTauri. Also on the medium tyre, just ahead of the Hazard NFO, who aborted his final lap, assuming because he wanted to start on those medium yellow tyres. So Car 91 Smith starts just behind him in the other McLaren, just ahead of the 2 Ferraris, JGV and Alfa. They start 14th and 15th respectively, as ARL Ocon has joined, and yeah, I'm not sure what's happened there. NS Racer, the Tier 4 reserves, Chat Geezer, he starts 16th ahead of Notalau, who is a long way back in the other Renault. I wonder if he had a spin, maybe. I didn't see anything.
He had a qualifying
He's a long way. Oh, yeah, I know that, but, like, he's a long way off the pack. So yeah then, so when Notalau slots into position, we will get ready to go then for ABS Tier 4, the French Grand Prix. And hopefully we don't get a lights glitch. We haven't had a timer glitch in qualifying. Maybe it will continue it. Well, we'll have to see. Oh, and Aaron Ocon is very much disconnected because he's already gone. That is not a good start. Fastest lap of a 2:41.1 for Aaron Ocon. Great. And the thing is, he's rejoined, so he may be able to... He's driving! Oh
no,
my
he
God!
binned it.
Oh, he's binned it. Well then.
Is he waiting?
He's doing the sportsman thing there and not going, I think. Yeah, he is. He's actually driving. What a legend.
No, he's got a
10-second
10-second
time penalty. Oh my God. Oh well then. And revs are still not rising, so they're being held for quite a while here. I think Aaron Ocon is just going... No, he's not.
I think he's holding them up.
I feel bad for... Oh, we might need a lobby restart, actually. I mean, usually this does happen, but it doesn't take this long. Aaron Ocon has left, so maybe that will fix it. Yeah. Okay, right, so the 5 lights are coming on now. 5 lights for ABS Tier 4. Here in front is lights out, and away we go. It's a good start for Alaska ES. He's nearly alongside 71535, but 71535, the wise old fox, gets the jump on him. Here into turn 1 we go. The Swinners on the inside of Alaska. Running wide there is XPG. Swinners has got up into 2nd position. Alaska's dropped back. XPG also getting in on this fight. Oh my God, the Renault goes round the outside of Swinners 28, but Swinners 28 having absolutely none of it. He has the inside line for the next corner. We got a virtual safety car. What's that for? Do you know, Rossi?
The only thing I can think of, Splashy and Burning Man are quite far back compared to where they started.
Oh yeah, a disastrous start for both Mercedes, because Farscoped is 17th and Splashy is 14th. What's happened there? So, oh dear, that is not good at all for the Mercedes team. So then, disastrous start for them. The 2 Red Bulls not having a great start. Burning Man's got damage. So I've just noticed that. So he's probably been involved in something. Well, I would like to say it was a clean start, but it doesn't seem like it has been, as through that corner, Alfair on the inside of Notalau. What a start Notalau has had. He's gained 7 positions, but he's gone into the back of Alfair there, and that may have knocked off a little bit of front wing, but I'm not sure. Damage is reduced in this tier, so it may not be that bad. I wonder if Aaron Ocon is driving. Yes, he is. Look at the gap Aaron Ocon has got. Look at him. Oh, actually, no, he's lifting off. I mean, fair play to him. He probably would have been disqualified anyway, although it wasn't his fault. But across the line then to begin lap 2. Surfy 1535 leads the field. Alaska is running a provisional 2nd place if you don't count ARL Aaron Ocon. Great start for the Renault of XPG. He's gotten past Winners 28 and up into 3rd position. It's a little bit confusing. I might actually just go off of the timers because that's less confusing. So yeah, XPG runs 4th. Winners 28 in the McLaren. He runs 5th, just ahead of the other Haas of Callum. What a start for him. I mean, well, he's only gained 1 position, but both Hasses in the top 6. This is unheard of in ABS. Like, nearly tearing up with emotion right now as they all come down the back straight as they are now approaching the Aaron Ocon, who is not an AR, he's just slowing down, I believe. And in the pits, look, so Burning Man, yep, and Farscope, they are the two that did get damage on that first lap, so they are in changing their front wings. Farscope goes onto the hards, Burning Man goes for the medium, so Farscope, I think it's a bit too long to go for the hards, so he will probably have to make another stop anyway, as Aaron Ocon is completely given up now, I think, because he's going extremely slowly indeed.
He's a lap ahead.
Oh, he's a lap ahead? Oh, yeah, he is. How was that
I think they count the formation lap as a lap for him.
Oh, okay,
we're on lap
then.
3.
So that...
But...
Oh, yeah. Well, that is a weird one, isn't it? But yeah, okay. So, lovely Codemasters glitches, I suppose, as we come through to complete what is, according to the game, lap 3, sorry. We're going on to lap 4. And we got a big train. Surfy1535 has got a good gap over Alaska, but he is sticking with him. XPG is coming under a bit of pressure from Swinners28 as they go into turn 1, but Swinners not quite close enough to make a move. Runs slightly wide on the exit there, but not enough to lose him any time, I don't think. So there are the position changes on the left-hand side of your screen, so you can just see the big winners and losers out of the first lap. So the best start was made by Not Allow 99 in the Renault, so he is up 9 positions. What a start from him, from 17th on the grid, and the worst start is from Burning Man. He's currently running 17th, losing 11 positions in the space of just 1 lap. But here comes Swinners28 on XPG into the chicane. We go. Swinners28 pulls to the outside, tries to brake late enough around the outside. They're leaning on each other over the curb, bit of contact between them, and the Renault is still hanging on in there. Oh, as XPG is round. Oh dear. So that is the reserve driver who had a great qualifying, up in 5th place. He is now spun around and is going to drop down to 11th and might be even dropping down further, as here come the 3 of NS Racer, Car 91 Smith and Star Defender. Star Defender going past Car 91 Smith as they go into the right-hander. They all just about stay behind XPG. He will have a lot of ground to remake after that spin, unfortunately for him. As here comes Star Defender around the outside of NS Racer. What a move from Star Defender, up to 12th place and gets round NS Racer. And well, yeah, that was a brilliant move. That's unheard of. You don't see outside moves in ABS Tier 4. Also, a good start from Alfair, I've just noticed. He's gained 7 positions so far, so great start from him. Nothing else really going on. Everyone else is being fairly well behaved. Here comes GSR Thrasher on Callum into turn 1. GSR Thrasher not quite close enough. Callum on those soft tyres will be wearing away a little bit faster than GSR Thrasher's tyres. Because of course he is on the mediums. So hold up, how is... Oh yeah, it was XPG that spun, that's why Callum is up to 5th. Yeah, I was a bit confused there. But here comes GSR Thrasher. GSR Thrasher will have the DRS on the Haas in front of him as they go down the back straight now. So let's see then, will he be able to make a move? He's in overtake, so he will be trying it on the Haas. Callum does go very, very defensive indeed, but moves over. That was a little bit late. Oh, but here comes Not Allow out of nowhere. I didn't even realise he was here. Here comes Not Allow on GSR Thrasher, and it's absolutely caught GSR Thrasher napping there, and he is now passed and up into 6th place, gaining 11 positions now. I mean, Not Allow, what a great start from him, wouldn't you say, Rossi?
Yeah, obviously starting from last, he's now in, I'd say, the best possible position, because he's first of the medium runners, and the soft runners will be pitting very soon, probably around lap 7 or 8. As he's now making a move.
Oh, Callum's run wide. Sorry
Callum.
to cut across you there, Rossi. They're going side by side, and it looks like Not Allow's got the move done on Callum. So yeah, Not Allow back up into 5th place. Continue, Rossi.
Yeah, now, I mean, we're seeing the soft runners start to pit now as Alaska's in the pit, and the mediums will be so much quicker than the softs at the moment, so he's in a very good position.
Yeah, thank you very much for that, Rossi. So Not Allow is technically the net race leader then, because, well, unless, not really sure what is going on with Aaron Ocon at the moment.
He's letting everyone through, he messaged me.
Oh, good stuff there from Aaron Ocon. Very, very sportsmanship stuff from him. And look at we got a bit of a train forming. Callum is kind of holding up the 3 behind him: GSL Thrasher, Splashy Spear 44, and Al Fair. And I mean, that just shows Not Allow's pace compared to Callum's. Because look at him, he's roared off down the road in just a couple of corners. So whether that might be tyres actually, because here comes GSL Thrasher on Callum. Yes, thank you. Rossi, yep, here they come. Callum does go defensive, goes back to the outside to try and defend it, but GSR Thrasher, oh, fuck. Callum is off the road, and yeah, he has lost
now making a move.
Oh yes, thank you, Rossi. So here he comes. GSR Thrasher is passed by Splashy Spear 44, the championship leader, and also Aaron. Yeah, that's Aaron Ocon letting everyone through, being very, very sportsmanship there. So yeah, GSR Thrasher losing position to the championship leader of Splashy Spear. Callum, what are you doing, mate? Get your bunda back in the session. You're driving for my team. I'm not going to let you like leave. Get off the hook that easy. Let me go to his game time. I'm not even going to wait for you to invite him, Rossi. I'm going to do it myself. Invite someone. I've forgotten his gamer tag. You can do it, Rossi. Never mind. So yeah, he's running 8th at the moment, but he is disconnected, so he's going to be losing lots of time as Hazard NFO comes into the pits to make his first pit stop of the race. That's a very early stop for a medium runner. So I wonder if he has got any wing W. Yes, the Alfa Romeo crew are holding a front wing in their hands. So yes, Hazard NFO has picked up damage somewhere. I'm not sure quite where. And Callum has rejoined, so that's lovely to see. Alfet and GSR Thrasher going at it for 5th place right now. Alfet is all over the back of that Williams. They're about, yeah, they're on the same age of tyres, these two. So this is gloves off racing. GSR Thrasher runs maybe slightly wide through there. And Alfet will be getting a very, very nice exit indeed. Here he comes in the Ferrari, powered Ferrari. If you couldn't tell, but here he comes down the inside of the Williams and gets the position before the braking zone even arrives. So Alfet up into 5th position ahead of GSR Thrasher. And Splashy Spear is in a bit of no man's land now, but he is gaining on Not Allow in front of him. Not Allow currently running 3rd after starting 17th. I mean, he's had a great couple of opening laps so far. The top 2 are still yet to pit. They are on soft tyres, which they started on. So those soft tyres will be dropping away ever so slightly at this stage of the
Surfy pits.
Surfy does pit, thank you FRT Rossi. So he is the first driver to come in. Swinner's 28, first driver in the top 3 to come in, or top 2 I suppose. Yeah, so Swinner stays out, so he is now the race leader, but you can see just how much you can see how much the mediums, like, they're a lot quicker at this stage, because Not Allowed and Splashy Spear are gaining on Swinners quite a lot as they come onto lap 7 now, but Splashy Spear is putting pressure on Not Allowed, so we could see a change of position between these two before long. And also in the pits is Callum, yep, the other Haas, so Haas running 9th and 11th now. So, and interestingly, Surfy has gone for hards compared to his nearest rival, Alaska, who is on the mediums. Has something happened to Alaska? Oh, actually, no, we've got to look at this battle. Here comes Splashy Spear on Not Allow, and he does get past the Renault and up into 2nd place. So Not Allow slips back just 1 position, but still running in a very nice position indeed, because he's net P2. So good stuff from Not Allow so far. Alaska, what has happened to him? Because
I think he just might be doing a 2-stop.
Yeah, but the thing
he's lost a lot of time.
Like, yeah, that's what I was saying, because he was behind Surfy when they were running, when they hadn't pitted yet, and now he's a long way behind him. So I'm not sure.
Yeah, he didn't have a front wing change.
Yeah, so it's weird.
Maybe like just made
Love
a
Hass's
mistake.
luck. Want to kill myself. Oh well. Moving on. Anything else going on? Let's see. Does Swinner? Yeah, Swinner's 28 into the pits then, and in the hands of the McLaren crew is the hard compounder tyres. So he is going for a 1-stop strategy. Nice stop from the McLaren crew. That was that looked quite quick. I mean, considering all the stops look fairly similar, that one did look quicker. At least to me. Maybe I'm going mad, but I don't know. Yeah, so Surfy does get past fairly easily. Alaska does get past Winners as well, but Alaska does have to make another stop. So, yeah, we'll have to see which strategy is better, the 2-stop or the 1-stop. Alaska will be quicker at this point in time, but those hards are very durable, so they probably can go to the end, as Car 91 Smith and NS Racer are into the pits as well to make their one and hopefully only pit stop of the race. They both go for the hards, and fair play to Aaron Ocon. He's not given up. Here he is on the back of Burning Man in the Red Bull. So he is, yeah, ARL Aaron Ocon showing that he has fighting spirit. I mean, even though he does have a 10-second time penalty, but I think he can get that removed.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So you would probably drop back quite a few positions, but I mean, but when it gets removed, he'll probably jump back up. So yeah, and here he comes then on Burning Man in the Red Bull. Burning Man doesn't make it too difficult for him. He doesn't go defensive, and yeah, Aaron Ocon cuts across him and it goes back onto the racing line, gets the position and up into 13th place. So yeah, nice move there from the Racing Point driver. Unfortunate that he had that he disconnected right at the start, because otherwise he could be up in that fight at the moment. Yes, GSR Thrasher is into the pits, as you say, Rossi.
That's early.
That's still that's an early stop for a medium runner. So, and there is no front wing.
He is doing a one stop, but
yeah,
I don't know why.
That's weird.
I don't know why he's gone that early, to be fair.
I'm not sure either. Hopefully we can get some kind of explanation after the race, maybe, from GSR Thrasher. He rejoins in 8th, quite a few seconds ahead of Callum behind him. So yeah, he might be going for a very, very optimistic undercut, maybe.
Talau's back
but
in the
I'm
lead.
not sure. Oh yeah, that's true. I didn't notice that. So Not Allow, somewhere or other, has re-overtaken Splashy Spear 44 for the lead, and he's roaring away as well. And Alfair is coming onto the back of Splashy Spear as well. So Alfair is joining this party. Star Defender is the only other driver in the top. Yeah, he's the only other driver at all on that same strategy, but he's a couple of seconds adrift. So he won't be troubling them too much at this point in time. Maybe if these guys do fight, then we could possibly see Star Defender coming into it, but we'll have to see. This is kind of like a tier 1 moment, isn't it? It's Mercedes versus Ferrari. I mean, the top 2 in the overall championship across all 4 tiers. Ferrari leading Mercedes by, not sure by how much. I mean, you would know, Rossi. You race with Mercedes.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
I don't even think that Mercedes are second anymore. They might be after France.
Are they not?
But I'm pretty sure after last week, Williams went up into second. And then Ferrari just like a whole 100 points ahead, or maybe even more. Yeah, the Ferrari are 153 points ahead of Williams in second, and then Mercedes 8 points behind Williams.
Yeah, so yeah, Ferrari have had a dominant season so far, particularly in tier 1. I mean, there has been weeks where they've won every single tier. So yeah, I mean, they've got an extremely strong driver lineup across all 4 tiers. Obviously not as strong as Haas's. Haas has just been unlucky. If Haas hadn't been unlucky, then they probably would be challenging Ferrari easily, as something has happened. As we talk about that, JJB. Yes, he is in a Ferrari. He's broken it. How is that possible? How can you break your front wing on your own at France? Like, that is quite astounding to me, to be honest.
I mean, there's been a lot of front wing repairs in this race, so clearly they're fine.
I can understand if it was on another driver, like, that's okay.
Yeah.
But like, hitting a barrier, I don't know how that's possible at France. But I mean, JJB has managed it, just as we were talking about how good Ferrari was, and now one of them has got a broken front wing, and it's happened at the worst possible point for JJB as well, because he's going to have to go for the entire rest of this lap without that front wing. So yeah, it's unfortunate for him, as something's happened further up. Splashy Spear is into the pits then, so first of the top 4. Actually no, Star Defender is in as well. So Star Defender has gained a lot of time on Splashy, because he was a lot further, but oh no, that's because he hasn't come into his box yet. I'm an idiot. So yeah, so Star Defender, Splashy Spear. Oh dear. Okay, so that's 5 seconds to Splashy Spear's race time then, as he rejoins in 6th position. So he's going to have to make up that 5 seconds in pure pace, unless he does make another pit stop and he'll get rid of it then. But we'll have to see. Swinners and Lazka are going at it for 4th place at the moment. Swinners 28 all over the back of the Haas driver, as Not Allowing out there, going side by side for the lead into the chicane there. Make a little bit of contact. Oh, that was a bit sketchy, but here comes Not Allow. I don't think Not Allow is in any mood to yield whatsoever. He's looking for the move. He goes down the inside. This is going to be very, very ballsy from the Renault driver. They give each other room.
Oh,
no! Oh dear,
And
not
the game
allow in
reset
the
him,
Renault.
or he resets the
Yeah.
track, one or the other.
He reset. Oh, is that a penalty then?
If he did it manually, then yeah, but I don't think there's any way that we can check, except if he reports the incident.
I don't think he would report his own incident somehow. But yeah, so that is not allowed. The second place driver being spun round there after contact with Alfer, and he stays out on this lap as well. Alfer comes into the pits. Not allowed is under extreme pressure from Surfy1535 now. I mean, it's a wonder that Not Allowed didn't make the barriers there, to be honest.
Yeah.
Surfy1535 overtakes him now and goes back into the lead of the race. So yeah, Surfy1535 has got a great advantage right now, because our Alaska is the closest rival that he has, and he is over 10 seconds behind. So yeah, and Splashy Spear has got past Alfer in the pits by quite a long way. So yeah, Splashy Spear back up to 5th. Swinners and Alaska. Yeah, not quite, not yet, as they go into the chicane. And yes, Swinners 28 is now in 3rd, ahead of Alaska, but Alaska will have the DRS down the next straight. It's strange, actually. Swinners 28 is a madman right now. He's a lot quicker because he's on harder tyres, but he's somehow just got a pace advantage over Alaska. I wonder if Alaska's got any damage. Doesn't look like it, so yeah, but here comes Alaska. As I say that, down the inside he goes. Who is going to brake latest? And it's going to be the McLaren of Swinners 28, and he stays ahead of Alaska ES for the time being. But Alaska is using his overtake, or no, he shuts it down fairly quickly. So yeah, Alaska is going to sit behind for the time being. I was actually, for whatever reason came over my being last night, I was actually helping Swinners to get better at this track, because I was doing just lobbies with him last night. Someone's gone off. Is that one of the Ferraris? It was JJB, I would imagine. Yeah, I think it was. But also Alfet and oh yes, Alfet and Callum going side by side through here, and looks like Callum is just about going to stay ahead. What?
There was lots of contact going through that flat out right-hander, especially on the exit.
Yeah, that's fairly expected, because I mean, it's a sketchy place to go,
and it's tier 4.
Side by side through there. Pardon?
And it's tier 4.
Yeah, so it's expected. As Splashy Spear sets the fastest lap of the race, and Not Allowed is into the pits to make his one and only pit stop in this race. He's going to rejoin just ahead of Star Defender, I think. Yes, he does. So yes, Not Allowed in 6th position now. How is he ahead of Alfer? Alfer was the one that spun. I thought it was JJB, but it was Alfer. That is why.
I'm pretty sure it was JJB.
Yeah, but how is Alfer so much further behind then?
He...
Aha, answer me that one, FRT Rossi.
I still don't think it was him. Because look, JJB's retired now. He retired in the pit lane. So he might have spun and then given up.
Yeah, but JJB was he already had like damage, and he was a long way behind. But here comes Alfer on Callum into the chicane they go. He has the inside line. Alfer not quite able to get the move. No contact. I thought for 1 second there Callum was going to go round, and I was about to shoot myself, but they didn't, thankfully. And in the background, Aero Aranocon and was that? Yeah, Farscoped going side by side as well. Aero Aranocon stays ahead of the Mercedes for the time being after his disastrous disconnection right at the start. But at least he's still out there fighting away in 12th place, so he'll be hopefully trying to salvage points as Alaska is into the pits now from 2nd place. I believe he got back past Swinners before his pit stop. He comes in now. Still quite an early stop for mediums. He's got fresh mediums in the hands of the Haas mechanics, so he will most likely be going to the end on those tyres. He will be a pretty speedy boy on those tyres, because no one else is on tyres that are that new. So I expect Alaska to make probably quite a good charge up the field from 11th place, which he is currently in, as NS Racer is now disconnected, or left, whichever one, as Farscoped has now got past Aranocon. So Aranocon drops down to 13th position, just behind the sister Mercedes car in, yeah, so anything you want to comment on, Rossi?
Well, I mean, Talal is now down in 5th after his spin with contact with Alpe. So obviously Splashy is now the lead medium hard runner. I think that the front two, obviously I've done a soft hard around here before, and it can be very difficult to save the tyres. So there is a possibility of a puncture from the front two. So I think that at the end we'll see Splashy catch up to them quite a bit, although Surfy is 15 seconds up the road. He is already on the back of Swinners 28.
Yeah, I've just been watching this battle unfold between Swinners 28 and Splashy Spear, so I would imagine Splashy Spear will be getting past fairly soon, because his pace looks quite a bit superior to the McLaren of Swinners 28 ahead of him. He will... Oh, I had a bit of a voice break there, but yeah, so Splashy Spear will have DRS down the next straight, so I would imagine he will be passed. But let's see then. Will Swinners 28 make it difficult, or will he let his fate come to him, I suppose? But he is definitely not in any mood, I suppose. He's weaving all over the place, trying not to let Splashy Spear through on this occasion. Oh, I thought for 1 second there Splashy Spear was going to go straight into the back of Swinners 28, and somehow he's got a better exit than the McLaren. He's got the inside line for the next corner. That'll be very, very ballsy if Swinners 28 can hang it around the outside and stay ahead. And wisely there from Splashy 28. Splashy 28, am I an idiot? Am I special? I'm brain dead. Yes, I am. Splashy Spear 44 does not, he yields, and
XPG
is staying behind.
Spun.
Yes, I was just about to go to that. I saw the yellow flags, and that's not his first spin of the session either.
It's the same
he had a
place
spin
as well,
earlier.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Same chicane.
I feel bad for him, because he's been actually decent. He's had
a decent
pace
comeback
today.
drive. But
Yeah, exactly. As Splashy has now gotten part. They're going side by side down the main straight. Here they come then. Splashy Spear has got the DRS on Swinners 28, and Swinners 28 has not got the speed to stay ahead of Splashy Spear. But if he can stay just about close enough to Splashy Spear, then maybe he can go for a return overtake. He doesn't have a lot of ERS to play with though, so maybe Splashy Spear will have this one covered. But we'll see in a couple of moments' time when they hit the back straight. And all while this is happening, Surfy1535 is absolutely loving it. He's got a 15-second gap to them as Alaska sets the fastest lap of the race now. He's currently running 9th, so good stuff from the Haas driver. But here comes Swinners 28. He does have DRS. He's not close enough to Splashy Spear, so Splashy Spear has that very, very much covered and stays in 2nd position. And yeah, I said Surfy1535 would like this track because the barriers are so far away, and it looks like he is, because he's controlling the pace very nicely. As Alfet and Star Defender changing positions, and Alfet does get past Star Defender and up into the top 6 positions. I didn't see the move from Alfet. But he is ahead, and I know that. And in the background, XPG and Hazard NFO also going side by side. XPG back up into the points paying positions ahead of the Hazard NFO. So XPG, he does have a fighting spirit, this Renault driver. After spinning twice, and he does not give up. Yes, he does, yeah. 10 lap old mediums will definitely not make it to the end. He'll have to do another 10 laps on them if he does want to make it to the end. Unless he treats those tyres very, very nicely, I don't think he'll be able to make it to the end. So, yeah, we'll see how that one plays out. I'll have a quick look at the Twitch chat. I haven't looked at it in a while. ABRKR says, this is biblical. That's one way of putting it, I suppose. But yeah, anything you want to talk about, Rossi?
I mean, there's not too much going on right now, other than Hazard and Star Defender both being like 4 or 5 tenths behind the car ahead. But I mean, it's been a great drive from Surfy, so it would be a massive shame if he did a typical Surfy and crash from the lead. I thought he might have got with it last week when he got a speeding pen. But yeah, his pace has been very good this season, and it seems that he has worked on being a bit more consistent, and it's really shown in these past 2 races.
Did he win Russia?
He did, yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. So yeah, Surfy1535 looking very, very nice indeed. He's well, the main rival that he has for the championship, Splashy Spear, is running second, so he's not taking the points out of him that he maybe would have wanted. It's only, I believe, 7 points he would gain out of this, so it's not the best. But we've still got 9 laps to go, so it can all switch around. But we'll have to see. Also nice to see both Hasses in the points. Still, you do love to see it. We got a bit of erratic driving a bit further up the road. Not Allow, Alfet and Star Defender. Not Allow leads them, but Alfet is looking like he does want to get past that Renault. As XPG and Farscoped are into the pits now, and Alfer is not looking to wait around whatsoever, nearly looking for the move into the chicane there. So Alfer looking extremely aggressive at the moment on the Renault driver, so we'll have to see now. He will have DRS down this next straight, so let's see, what can Alfer do? I feel quite tired at the moment. I feel like I'm not commentating like my best, like oh well. But here comes Alfer on Not Allow. He has got the DRS, as I said. Not Allow is making it difficult. Oh, and he's just about stayed ahead of Alfer there. That was, I'd say that's probably as far as you can go in terms of defence from Not Allow there. And I don't think Alfer, wait, I don't know what I said, but that's the furthest you can go in terms of defence from Not Allow there. And I'm not sure if Alfer will be too happy about it. But we'll have to see. Alfer looking for it into the right-hander, but just not quite close enough as he's got the inside now. And Not Allow just about manages to hold it around the outside all the while behind. Star Defender is liking all this because it's bringing him onto the back of this battle. Alfer runs slightly wide there. That could cost him a little bit, but I don't think it would cost him too much. So Alfer will be sizing up another move in the coming laps. We've seen these two go side by side before, Not Allow and Alfer, but it didn't end well last time for Not Allow. So let's see then. Here comes Alfer once again. He's definitely not waiting around, looking for the inside. Not Allow does defend it. Alfer is very, very aggressive right now.
Yeah, like, he really does look like he wants to make this move as early as possible and maybe chase onto the back of Thrasher.
Yeah, I mean, Thrasher is a couple of seconds up the road, so I think it would be a bit ambitious. A bit ambitious to see if Not Allow or Alfer could catch up to them. But here comes Alfer for round 2 then on Not Allow. He's using his overtake, so he is trying to get past Not Allow. Once again, goes defensive. So let's see, can Alfer swoop round the outside of the Renault driver? Contact, and no, dear.
And he's reset.
For the second time. Yeah, I think that was probably a deliberate reset from Not Allow there.
That'll be a 5-second penalty then.
Oh, but here he comes, Not Allow on Alaska. Go away, Not Allow. Don't fight my driver. He is on much quicker tyres than you. Please leave him alone. Yeah, so we've seen Alfer and Not Allow fight twice now, and twice it's Not Allow that's come off worse. But to be fair, since he did reset to track, he didn't actually lose that much time. I mean, he's on the back of them already. I mean, Star Defender, surprisingly out of nowhere, is now putting pressure on Alfer as they go down the main straight. And you know what? I think Star Defender's going to have a go at Alfer. Down the main straight they go then. Star Defender's going to have the inside line, and he gets past Alfer and up into 5th place. And I'll tell you one thing, I don't think Alfer was expecting that one. Yeah, Star Defender's been kind of lying in wait this entire race, I think. And he's just, all of a sudden, he's flown out of nowhere and overtaken Alfer. And now Not Allow is on the back of Alfer, so after his track reset, not sure Not Allow will be too happy about being spun by the same person twice in one race, so he'll probably be quite aggressive on the Ferrari driver ahead of him, sorry. But here he comes then in the Renault-powered Renault against the Ferrari-powered Ferrari. And since Alfer does have the DRS, I don't think he's going to be able to, I don't think Not Allow is going to be able to make a move, and he doesn't. But, nearly getting an overlap on the Ferrari, and he's got quite a good exit out there, so we could see them go side by side through here once again. Last time it happened, Not Allow was spun, and I don't think Not Allow not quite able to get alongside the Ferrari on this occasion. This is a good battle between these three. Oh, as Alfred's run wide, so that has allowed Not Allowed to get alongside, and he's just, oh, Not Allowed, very, very aggressive move off the inside, contacts! Alfred runs wide, off of the track, so does Not Allowed. Alaska getting involved in this, go on Alaska, get them both, and side by side between Not Allowed and Alfred into the final couple of corners they go, contact once again, Not Allowed gets shoved out wide, and Not Allowed goes straight on, so does Alfred, they're both running wide, here comes Alaska, trying to pick up the scraps, he's got Not Allowed, but Not Allowed in no mood to yield whatsoever as they go into turn 1 now. Not Allowed on the inside, and no, Alaska on the inside, but Not Allowed! Very, very aggressive move at the inside. He's got past Alpha. Contact once again. Oh dear. Well then, that was mad.
I think that was Talal's fault, to be fair. Outbroke himself into turn 1 and ran straight into the back of Alaska. And I think he gave Alpe damage, and then there was more contact between the two of them, and then that just sent Talal into the barrier. But I guess that's first to suicide.
I think with that, Not Allowed, as he's spun again now, I think Not Allowed, I think that was personal for him. Because he seemed like very, very aggressive, and he's retired now. So that will be another penalty, will it not?
I believe that is a quali ban.
A quali ban, so yeah. Not Allowed won't be favoured by the stewards too much after this race, I don't think. So yeah, he has now retired from the race. Alaska's got the both of them brilliantly picking up the scraps there. It's a wonder that the Haas bad luck didn't get him spun round, but luckily he survived, and he's up to 6th, and he's gaining on Star Defender. I haven't looked at the penalties all race, so let's have a look then. 8 seconds for Splashy Spear, 5 of those being for that pit lane incident that he had. 6 seconds for Star Defender, 6 seconds for Alaska. Alpha has none. 8 seconds for Hazard Info, 9 for Callum. XPG 6, Farscope 3, Aronok on 16, but 10 of those seconds can get removed. So, I mean, I'm surprised, to be honest. I thought more drivers than that would have penalties, but yeah. So that's it's interesting. Maybe the Tier 4 standard is improving. Maybe that's what it is. As Callum sets the fast lap of the race now on the soft tyres. I didn't realise he'd come into the pits, actually. So yeah, that's an extra point for Haas. Go on, Callum. This is like...
And it's taken away.
For God's sake. Go away, Aaron Ocon. Always trying to steal my thunder. Oh well. I suppose it's only 1 point, and we're over 100 points behind Red Bull and Constructors. So, yeah, I guess it's not really too much. Java said in the chat, don't diss. Who did I diss?
Probably Renault.
How did I diss him?
I actually don't know, but that's what I can imagine.
Oh well. Yeah, I don't know. But Alaska's gaining on Star Defender. He has got that gap down. Alaska obviously on quicker tyres than the AlphaTauri in front of him, so it is expected that he will gain on them, and they both do have the same amount of time penalties, so this will be probably a battle to the end between the Haas and the AlphaTauri. Splashy Spear has gained slightly on Surfy.
Yeah.
I believe it was 15, and now it's 13. It's nowhere near enough, and yet Alpha does pit to change his front wing after that contact with Not Allow. So yeah, he will emerge in probably out of the points. We'll have to see. It depends how quickly Farscoped and Aaron Ocon come down the pits. And yes, I think Farscoped will get past. Yes, he does. So does Aaron Ocon. So Alpha drops out of the points then in the Ferrari, but he doesn't have a time penalty, so that could come and help him in the end game, I suppose. He currently runs 12th, but with no penalties, he can probably jump up the order just a little bit. There's nothing really going on.
No.
Ooh, Alaska and Star Defender. The gap is a lot less now. You can see the red light on the back of Star Defender's AlphaTauri is flashing. That means that his ERS is very, very low indeed as they come through Sector 3 now. So I would imagine Star Defender will be passed fairly soon. He did do a great move earlier to get past Alfair, which has of course earned him this 5th place, but it could be taken away fairly soon by the French driver in his home race in the Haas. And he does have a point to prove. He qualified second. Unfortunately, dropped down the order, I believe, probably due to his strategy, because he went for a two-stop rather than the majority of the drivers that went for a one-stop. And here he comes then on Star Defender. Down the main straight they go. DRS enabled for the Haas. He's got the inside line on the AlphaTauri and makes his way past and up into 5th position. Let's go, Alaska. I'm going to have to praise him in the ABS Haas team chat. Let's go back to the not the Discord, the Twitch chat. Don't diss yet. I want to see. Oh, he was talking to Sam, not me, about the dissing. Oh, my bad. Okay then. Jarv says he roots for Alaska and XPG. That's nice. And yes, thank you, Rossi. So one Mercedes overtakes the other Mercedes. Comedy gold. Aaron Ocon back up into the points paying positions, which is a fairly good drive, to be fair, from him after the disastrous start where he was a lap ahead and then, yeah, I mean, very sportsmanship thing to do that he lets the entire grid past, although he probably would have been disqualified anyway.
Would have been funny though.
Yeah.
Like, if he had just
would have
gone.
If he just kept going, I mean, that would have summed up tier 4, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, Aaron Ocon, class.
Not much really going on.
Out.
The only people within DRS range is fast scoped and, well, within the DRS of Aaron Ocon.
Yeah, this has been a bit of a real life F1 F1 race round this track, which was kind of not expected. I expected tier 4 to be somehow carnage. If it had been raining, that would have made it good.
And we haven't had a single safety car. We had a VSC on lap 1. But other than that, it's been very clean. Oh, there's been a couple of incidents.
That is impressive.
There's obviously the pretty big incident with Talal and Alpe, who, as I say, that goes into the fastest lap. But other than that, it's been pretty clean.
Yeah, the only incidents Alpha not allowed. Everyone else has been pretty well behaved. So yeah, that's good. And XPG, we've seen XPG be spun around a couple of times.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, yeah, everyone very well behaved today. Maybe we should start hiring these reserves as full times because they've been cleaner than the actual full-time drivers.
Alpe's now caught up to fast scoped.
Yes. So, here he comes, and they go past the ghost of NS Racer, and Alfair not quite able to make his way past Fastco, but he will have a great exit out of there, so maybe he can have a go into this next corner where it's gone wrong once before. We're not allowed earlier on, and Alfair does wisely back out of the move, but he is still looking for it. He's very, very close to the back of that Mercedes as they go into the right hand. He could somehow find an inside line, not quite. So Alfair has to sit behind for the time being. They're fighting over 11th position. Alfair will probably overtake him anyway on time penalties, I think. So Sam Cole says Surfy will puncture, calling it. To be fair,
I think
he's not that far off. He's 19 lap old hards. And the gap has come down because it's only 9 seconds now. So Splashy Spear is gaining on him. So I think those hard tyres may be just going away from him a little bit. Here comes Alfair on fast scoped into turn 1, looking for it down the inside, not quite able to get the move done. Once again, Alfair has to sit behind that Mercedes, but he is still going to be trying to get past as they go into the chicane. Not close enough to make a move there, as we've got a very nice aerial shot here as they go through there. Mercedes versus Ferrari. We've seen this multiple times in other tiers. We're seeing it in tier 4 today, and the Mercedes is Farscope. The Ferrari is Alfair, but here comes Alfair. He's got a very good exit out of there. Farscope runs slightly wide, and that has allowed Alfair to get the jump on him, and Alfair makes his way past Farscope and up into 11th position. Oh, and we're on the final lap now. So somehow we found ourselves on the final lap after all that. Surfy 1535 a long way ahead of most of the field. Splashy Spear, the only other driver.
Catching, but
he has, yeah. He's gaining quite a lot now, actually, because yeah. I mean, so is he? Yeah, he's lapping Kyle. I thought he was lapping Spinners for a second. I was like, the fuck? Oh, Alaska's got past GSR Thrasher. So Alaska back up into the top 4. My guy doing bare bits for Haas at the moment. But yeah, so Surfy and Splashy are the only ones really... Well, Splashy's the only one close to Surfy 1535 at the moment. Everyone else is very, very far away. I'm just keeping an eye on Surfy 1535 at the moment, because if he did puncture now, I think he could still win. I mean, you can see just how much Splashy Spear is gaining on him. I mean, the gap was 9 seconds, just like a lap ago. Now it's 6 seconds, so he's gained 3 seconds.
I'm not even sure if
there was a couple of laps to go.
Just remember Aaron Ocon with the first lap. Obviously, it meant that the formation lap counted as a lap.
Well, we'll have to see if it is the actual end of the race. Here comes Surfy 1535.
He's weaving, yeah.
Surfy 1535 across the line, and yes, that is the race win for the Racing Point driver. Great drive from him, very dominant display as Splashy Spear comes across the line, takes 2nd place. Will Swinners gets that back on time penalties, I wonder, because Swinners doesn't have a time penalty. Here he comes, and no, he doesn't get it. Misses out by 5 seconds, unfortunately for him. Alaska, the French driver in his home race, will come home for 5th unless GSL Thrasher gets him on time penalties, which he might actually... Oh, kill me. Here comes Alaska across the line, but if I'm not mistaken, GSL Thrasher will get him. Yes, he does. Yeah. So GSL Thrasher 4th place, Alaska 5th. Star Defender finishes 6th for AlphaTauri. Hazard NFO, after all that, has somehow found himself in the points. I'm not sure how that happened, but yeah, he will come home for 7th place. Callum gets double points for Haas. That is a good result from him. I mean, fair play to him. Callum comes home for 8th. XPG 9th, unless he... Yes, XPG 8th on time penalties. Callum 9th. Alfred throws himself into the wall, and Alfred does get 8th on time penalties. For God's sake. End me right now. So yeah, Callum... I thought he was going to be double points finish for Haas, but it's not. End me. Oh well. Now we must invite the drivers for interviews. Just looking at the Twitch chat. Yeah, Jarv said, the hazard info is P7, how the hell? My thoughts exactly. Oh, Callum timing glitch, that's why he dropped out the points. Okay. That's not too bad then. So yeah, it was a pretty boring one, mostly.
It was, yes.
But it was slightly entertaining at points, I suppose.
At the start and, you know, in the middle it was very entertaining, but towards the end when everyone started to break, like, the field started to break apart, it began to not be as entertaining.
Yeah, that does happen in most races. Towards the end it does get a bit more boring, unfortunately. But there are the results then. And we had about 25 viewers throughout the entire stream, so that wasn't too bad. Hello Splashy, hello Surfy.
Hello. I'm absolutely good. I included my audio before I was in the party.
Jeez. Well, okay then. So the top 3 are in the party now. So we will get underway. Swinners28, do you have your audio included?
Yes.
Good, good. You said to me yesterday that you were going to be the 3rd driver I interviewed. You lied to me.
Well, yeah. Well, to be fair, you were the one saying I was going to win, and well.
Well, you disappointed me, didn't you?
Yeah, I know. Still got P3 though.
Surfy 1535 just too quick. Well, it's a podium streak for you, isn't it, Swinners?
Yep.
3 in a row now. So so yes, it's not too bad. You had a rather uneventful race, I think, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean the start was sort of eventful, but did a couple of overtakes.
Passed, didn't you?
Yeah, I got past Alaska, and then just kind of went, and then Surfy got past me. I knew he was faster, so I just let him go. I didn't want to fight him too hard, so I just let him go. I saw he had 8 seconds of penalties, but I didn't manage to stay within the 8 seconds, which is a shame. But yeah, he was racing well, so I just let him go.
So So my practice I did with you, would you say it paid off in the end?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I had more confidence than I did before, which is good.
Well, that's nice to hear then. Rossi, do you have any questions for Spinners 28?
No, there's not really too much to say. You were just like there. You didn't have many
He was
overtaking
just there.
opportunities towards the end of the race. Obviously,
Yeah.
when Splashy was getting past you, I thought that maybe you could finish ahead of him on penalties, but yeah, you had a pretty boring race and you were able to just get a podium. So yeah, well,
Yep. Thank you.
Right then, I think that is all we have to say to Spinners 28. So well done on your podium today.
Thank you.
Will we? What track is it next week?
Hungary.
Does anyone know?
Hungary, yeah.
Hungary. So, do you think you'll be able to continue this streak into Hungary next week, Mr. Spinners 28?
I hope so. I'll make sure I practice.
Okay then. So hopefully, we will see that then. Moving on, we'll go to Splashy Spear 44 now.
Hi.
Actually, just before I do that, I need to
Oh,
invite one
man.
more driver. It will take 2 seconds. 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Right then. Okay. Right. So Splashy Spear 44. You were one of the few drivers that decided to qualify on the mediums.
Yes.
Which was a fairly interesting. Well, not an interesting strategy because it was a good strategy, I suppose. Would you say that the medium hard paid off in the end, or could you have done the soft to hard?
No, I think medium hard was the better strategy. I qualified B9, and everyone in the Mercedes Discord server said it was a good qualifying. Yeah, it was a good qualifying, and I was honestly happy with my start. But when we got into turn 1 and 2, I got squeezed from Fast Scoped and Hood, the Red Bull. I don't know which one. I think Burning Man, and then they pushed me all the way when I was on the other layout. So the start wasn't ideal. I did prove I'm GOAT, sort of.
Sort of.
Yeah, I overtook Spinners and just didn't even push hard, and then I created the gap from 8 seconds. And then when I overtook him, the gap to Surfy was 15 seconds, and in the end it was 6 seconds, I believe.
Yeah, well, it's a decent drive from 9th to 2nd. So
Yeah.
and of course, if you hadn't had that 5 seconds in the pit lane, then you wouldn't have even had many penalties.
Yeah.
Not that it affected you in the end, of course, and it's good points for your championship.
Yeah, but one thing to say about that, I think it was like speeding with 3 kilometers an hour, so it's like shite.
Marginal, yeah. Will you be on the phone to the stewards to say that that was unfair and you want it removed?
I think I am gonna do that because the line in the pit lane always lies. So, as
Splashy? Is he speaking for anyone else? I can't hear him.
No, he's not.
my controller died.
Oh.
As Surfy can say, yesterday we practiced for TCRL and he got a penalty also in the pit lane of Bahrain. And
Uh-huh.
yeah. Actually, I have a question
Well-
for Surfy.
Yes.
Okay.
Splashy's doing the interview now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
did you abuse the DRS of the lapped McLaren?
Oh no, he was faster than me on the softs. But then he kept on going behind me for some reason. Like every
But
time
he was
he got
ghosted.
ahead of me. Yeah.
Was he ghosted? Yeah.
I was saving my
weird.
tires, so I was really slow at the end.
Yeah,
so
that's why I caught up to you.
then yeah.
Yeah, that's it actually.
Well, thank you, Splashy Spear. Good result today, P2, so very well done. Moving on then. I did say at the start of the stream, Sophie, you would like this track because the barriers are very far away.
Yeah.
And you proved me right. Did you do a lot of practice for this, or are you just
I mean,
naturally speed?
I had ARL in France in like a few weeks ago. So I got
Uh-huh.
good practice from that. So yeah.
Fair enough. I mean, it was a very uneventful race for you. Just managed to control the pace and run away with it, didn't you? So that's two race wins in a row now. So you've been on good form recently. Do you think you can carry this form into next week?
Yeah.
Confidence from Surfy1535. Fair enough. Do you have anything to say to him, Rossi?
Yeah, obviously, going into this race, you were 25 points behind Splashy. Do you think that you can still go for the championship, or do you think it's not likely?
I think I can go for the championship as long as I don't bottle like the start of the season.
Well, I mean, it is Hungary next, so I wouldn't be surprised if you were in a barrier. But
My man Rushy coming with the roasts, man. Jeez.
That one there was a violation. Personally, I wouldn't have it. But yeah. So thank you, Surfy1535. We'll see you next week. We've also got an additional interview. GSR Thrasher has begged me for an interview on multiple occasions, and I finally saw
okay.
it, and I invited you.
During the stream, you said you had a question for me.
Do you know what that question was? Because I've forgotten.
Yeah, it's because I pitted. I was on the mediums and I pitted early for the hards.
Oh yes, why was that?
Well, you see, my mediums going into the race after permission lap was already at 20, so
Oh.
they weren't, the fresh or like outside the top 10 because obviously they started on fresh mediums. So, pretty much I had to pit early. So, yeah.
Why were your mediums on 20% already? Did you
did
do
a
a
lot
race
of laps.
I
simulation in
abused
the
them in
qualifying?
quali,
How many laps did you do?
like 4.
Jeez, okay. Well, that explains it then. Thank you, GSR
Chris.
Thrasher.
News.
Yeah? What is
I
the
was
news?
I DM'd Foscoped. We do that after each race. He just said, with the Red Bull in turn 1, lap 1, he said, "I know, man. I was really frustrated because I couldn't do swearwood, do anything, and right now in all the leagues I race, I have the worst luck, especially ABS. I'm thinking of just stopping ICBA."
Oh. Sorry, who said that again?
Foscoped,
Foscoped.
teammate.
Farscoped. Oh dear. That's probably just a phase. I think he'll probably be back. I know Farscoped. I'm teammates with him in another league. So so it would be a shame if we did lose him. But I don't think we will. But we'll have to see. There is one more person that wanted an interview. I've invited him. So I'll give him a couple of seconds to join. But if he doesn't join, then I'm afraid we're gonna have to. Oh, he's here. Okay. Right, Callum. So you said you wanted to say something about NS Racer. If you just include your audio, please.
Oh wait, you're violating the laws. You only said
Don't.
P3. Now like 2 other people have joined.
Yeah, I know. They're all asking me, but yeah, Callum, say what you want to say and don't be too aggressive.
Oh, no, never mind then.
See, I was on a medium lap and he did the same. I'm gonna assume he was on a lap, but he was so much slower than me, and I tried to get around him. Yeah, he's not the greatest. He's not the cleanest neither. He might say yes.
I am so glad I told him not to swear.
Jesus.
Well then,
Wait, can I say one thing? Surfy, what was your highest tire at the end?
Like 85.
Because I pitted one lap later than you, and mine was like 89.
Damn.
well, I mean, to the people that are still watching, basically Callum said a lot of bad words about NF Racer. That sums it up.
Oh.
That's holding back. Jeez, I don't. I'm gonna stay on the good side of you.
Man, I'm scared. I got in an incident with him. Oh no, I don't know if I'm gonna be on his bad side now.
Jeez. Ugh. All right, we'll see you later, Callum. Just, yeah. Jeez, that man went sicko mode. Okay.
Oh my god.
Oh my.
Oh wow. Okay then. Right. Well, that is all we have time for. So thank you all for watching. ABS Tier 4 this week. We'll see you next week at the Hungaro Ring. So be sure to join us then. We'll see you when ABS Tier 4 returns.
Bye bye.